Okay, so when you're writing a essay, trying a literary analysis essay, you want to have a theme from the piece of literature or film or poem or whatever you're analyzing that you want to defend. And remember, your theme needs to be a universal opinion that applies to everybody or nearly everybody, not just the characters in the story. And then every paragraph in your essay needs to support that theme, to defend that theme, as though you were a lawyer in court defending your theme to the jury. And to do that, we need to use evidence. So I'm going to show you today how to write a body paragraph supporting a theme in a work of literature. So as my example today, I'm using this as my thesis. The theme of Toy Story is that even people who are very different from one another can find common ground, complement one another, and even become friends. And I'm going to show you just one paragraph that I would use to support this theme. So, as I said, you need to use evidence from the work that you're analyzing to support your theme. Otherwise, your jury isn't very likely to agree with your theme and to convict it of being true. So here's the evidence that I've put together to support at least part of this theme. And this connects most directly to this part of the theme, that people can find ways to complement one another. Their unique strengths and weaknesses can complement each other. And the evidence that I'm going to use is these particular parts of the film, that Buzz and Woody work together to use their unique talents and strengths to escape Sid's house and get home. Specifically, Woody uses his pull string and Buzz uses his wings. Okay. The formula that we're going to use to write this body paragraph, and I'm using this formula not because it's the only way to write a body paragraph, but it is one way, and I think one way that will help you successfully defend your theme to your audience. We're going to start with a topic sentence that relates to your theme that's in your thesis. So since we're still talking about the theme, it needs to be universal and apply to everybody or nearly everybody. We're not going to get into the specifics of this particular text quite yet. So how does this body paragraph relate to your theme? That's what you need to explain in your topic sentence. Which mini part of your thesis are you addressing in this theme? In this particular example, we're going to address this part about people's differences complementing one another. Okay, then we're going to follow up our topic sentence with our specific evidence from the text. Okay, so this can be either a summary of a particular plot point or scene or conversation in a film, or a direct quote. Teachers love direct quotes. Use direct quotes whenever you can. But if it's particularly long, you can go ahead and summarize that particular part of the film. Think of it as pointing to your text and saying, see, here is my evidence. Here is what supports this. But we don't want to just present the evidence and leave our jury to draw their own conclusions. They might not come to the conclusion we want them to. So you need to analyze, give some analysis for your evidence, and explain the significance of your evidence. Basically, you're interpreting it. Interpret what it means or shows for your reader, for your jury audience. If you have more than one piece of evidence, you can either repeat this pattern, evidence analysis, or if all your evidence, it makes more sense to analyze it as a group, you can go through all your evidence and then analyze it together, sort of like all these quotes together show that, Mrs. So-and-so is a real jerk, or whatever your interpretation of that is. But make sure at the end that you're wrapping it up with a conclusion sentence that that repeats the idea from your topic sentence, that universal idea. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like in an actual paragraph using the examples I have. So first thing I'm going to start with is my topic sentence. So I'm going to say something like, when people are able to put aside their grudges and fears about others that are different from them, they discover that often those differences can be a source of strength. Okay, so I'm not talking about Toy Story yet, not talking about Buzz or Woody yet. I'm talking about this particular part of my thesis, that people different, even very different from one another, can actually complement each other, can actually support each other. Okay, so I've done my topic sentence. Next, I'm going to do my specific evidence. In the film, Woody uses his pull string to distract Sid's vicious dog from attacking Buzz, allowing Buzz to make his escape from the rocket he is strapped to. I don't remember if that actually happens in the film. Let's just pretend it does. Okay. Buzz then uses his wings to fly, not really fly, to glide both himself and Woody away from the dog that is chasing them into Andy's van, into the safety of Andy's van. Okay, so here's my evidence. In case my reader forgot those particular points in the film, they could say, oh yeah, okay, that did happen. I do remember that. All right, so now we're on the same page. What did we see in the film? We saw these particular things occur. Okay, but we're not just going to leave it at that. We're going to do some analysis. What does it mean? How is it important to our theme? When Buzz and Woody stop being afraid of each other and hating each other for their differences, they learn that each of them has unique abilities that the other does not, and that they can use these abilities to accomplish things they wouldn't be able to do on their own. Oh, okay. Now I see why that's important. Now I see how that's significant to our theme. But just to be safe, we're going to add a conclusion sentence that repeats the main idea from the topic sentence, just so my reader can really see how this is connecting to my theme. Putting aside fears about the differences of others can not only lead to a more harmonious world, but also help people to achieve things they couldn't if they only relied on their own strengths and talents. Okay, so let's read that through all together. It's not perfect. That's okay. This is just a first draft. I can always go back and edit it later. That's the beauty of writing. So here's a paragraph I wrote. When people are able to put aside their grudges and fears about others that are different from them, they discover that often those differences can be a source of strength. In the film, Woody uses his pull string to distract Sid's vicious dog from attacking Buzz, allowing Buzz to make his escape from the rocket he is strapped to. Buzz then uses his wings to glide both himself and Woody away from the dog that is chasing them into the safety of Andy's van. When Buzz and Woody stop being afraid of each other and hating each other for their differences, they learn that each of them has unique abilities that the other does not, and that they can use these abilities to accomplish things they wouldn't be able to do on their own. Putting aside fears about the differences of others can not only lead to a more harmonious world, but also help people to achieve things they couldn't if they only relied on their strengths and talents, on their own strengths and talents. Okay, so in case you forgot which part is which, here's our topic sentence. I'm going to color code this for you so you can see where each part of the paragraph is. Next is my specific evidence. Let's do that in green. Here's my evidence, specific parts of the film that support this theme. Next is going to be my analysis. Put that in blue. This is my interpretation of why that's important. And then finally, my conclusion that connects to my theme in magenta. And that is how you write a body paragraph for a literary analysis essay.